Can you talk about the situation there, what powers are involved, and what the competing interests are in regards to this conflict we're seeing with the extraction of natural resources and fossil fuels?
Yeah, our area was never an area where we had peace and calm. There was always conflicts and clashes between different competing capitalist interests. So, and especially in the Aegean Sea, the conflict between Greece and Turkey is not something new. It's something that has gone on for decades. But the new thing now is that they have found important natural gas reserves under the East Mediterranean. So this created a whole new situation in the area, in which, of course, Greece, Turkey, and Cyprus are in the center of it, but also other powers are involved, Egypt, Israel, Italy, but also the big imperialist powers. So France, the USA, they're all scrambling for these new resources that are found in the area. So it's a battle for these resources, but it's also a battle for the domination. So Turkey wants to play a more enhanced role after a bit of what we see from the US imperialism, that it's trying to disengage from the area, and Turkey wants to play a more important role there. Greece is in the axis of the EU and the USA, so it wants to help those interests. So there's a big clash of interest there. It's not about, we can have a big discussion on what is happening with the continental shelf and the exclusive economic zones, but we're not going to go into this now. What I think people who see us should know is that there are a material clash of interest between different ruling classes in the area, and that's what they're fighting for. And we should say that the situation is really dangerous. We had in Greece and Turkey, we had the fleets facing each other for days, and this still isn't over. It's like what we say, the army is with the trigger in his hands. So everybody's fearing what this could lead to. And it actually led to, we had a clash of two battleships, not with arms, but they clash with each other. So the situation is really dangerous. It's not the most likely scenario is not that we're going into war. General war is not winnable by any of the powers at this stage. But the tension, the nationalist tension, is really building, and this is very dangerous for the peoples of the area.
Thanks so much. And what you said actually leads to another question, because you talked about this inter-imperialist conflict and what's happening kind of above people who are on the ground having to deal with the situations. But can you speak a little bit to environmental wise, what the ramifications are for extracting these gases? I've read about a pipeline and stuff, and so in regards to the environment and the people who live in this area, what are the ramifications and what does this mean?
In general, capitalism is a system that is built on aggressiveness. So it's aggressiveness towards other capitalist power that we see in the area, but also aggressiveness towards the environment. So we now have this idea that natural gas is more environmental friendly than oil. So they're building up to that. So we found natural gas, and this is better for the environment, which is totally not true. In a way that it is true that that natural gas concerning carbon dioxide has less emissions than oil, but at the same time it has more methane, which if you take climate change, methane is more dangerous for climate change than carbon dioxide. So it's not an environmental friendly, it's still a fossil fuel. There's still limited resources on that. And also you should take account that this area is a seismic prone area. So we have a lot of earthquakes, and these earthquakes can create accidents. That there were accidents in oil rigs, but also in natural gas rigs. So these accidents can create a very damaging environment for the whole of the area. And also you should take account that this area is based on a lot in tourism. So this can create a lot of also economic ramifications for the people in Greece, Turkey, and Cyprus. So we believe that these fossil fuels should be left on the ground, and there's an initiative on that. And we believe that there should be no extraction at all. We should be channeled to different energy resources, renewable energy resources. So, but also this should be made in a context, because also in the renewable energy sector, there are interests which make them work for the capitalists and not for the environment. But we should all take this into account, because they are trying to lead us to war. They're making us pay a lot of an arms race. Greece and Turkey are one of the top countries on NATO on arms expenditure, if you compare it to their GDPs. So they're making us go to war. They're making us pay a lot of money for the for this arm race, to make extractions that are dangerous for the environment, and also that foreign multinationals will gain out of them. So the local people will not gain anything out of this. So it's a situation that we think we should fight against this whole situation that is getting in the area.
I mean, you're totally right. They're always trying to portray natural gas as being clean as opposed to oil. And we know that this isn't true. And we know that we have alternatives to power our society. So what would you say to people who are watching this that want to support the struggle? And like, what can the working class do internationally to help build this movement? We've seen youth climate marches, across the world over the past few years, but, what can workers and youth do to help support the struggle?
I want to talk about this initiative that is going on in the area around, there are 68 environmental organizations, mainly from Greece, Turkey, and Cyprus at the moment, that have signed a declaration which says no to war, no to extraction, no to climate change, and they're taking initiatives in that direction. And this is, I think, the path we should move to, because in general, in the area, the left has important forces, both in Greece, Turkey, and Cyprus, and also other countries in the area. But the official parties, the main parties of the left, and the trade union leaders do not take initiatives or do not fight against this national rise. We see some of them at tail end our national ruling classes, respectively, and some of them just don't take initiatives on this issue. So there are 68 environmental organizations now that have made a common declaration, and we're discussing now how we move forward with this initiative. We could do a lot of common things together and break this nationalist tension that has been imposed to our countries. So this is what is happening now. And if we move towards this direction, we can also pressure the other forces of the left, because if the left parties, the big left parties in all our countries wanted actually to do things, they could do a lot of things to break this nationalist mood. They could do joint strikes, joint meetings, and also joint struggles. There are a lot of common problems that face the people of East Mediterranean, but also of the Aegean Sea, and we could do a lot to break this mood that has been trying to impose to us. So I call to everybody out there to see about this initiative and support it in any way they can, because I think it's important to make joint struggle of the peoples, because the working class and the popular strata are the only ones that can really break this deadlock that we are in the Aegean Sea at this moment.